No.
I was running the leash, you know, kind of get waters and stuff, you know.
He was out there shooting his video. He was shooting Hypnotize. So now,
Who's that?
Gene Deal.
Oh, that's Gene Deal. Oh, he talking about Biggie again? Puffy again?
He didn't drop the documentary, say, because he wasn't gonna get enough to sell it to be able to get the rights.
Oh, that's an old joint, huh?
Yeah.
I was smoking Newport cigarettes.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah, this from November 2018, so it's a year from last year.
I was smoking
Put
Newport
that whole thing
cigarettes.
together at 3
And I had the
o'clock.
box joint.
He
In Cali, they only had the,
you know what's crazy about
only
Gene?
the one that was made out of the soft pack.
Well, he I like Gene, but he just be going in a little too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, and that's like going to some shit that I gotta talk about some other shit.
He be
Like,
going in a little too hard.
this ain't snitching? Or is this about justice? Like, we in a snitch culture right now.
Treading a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's thin ice everywhere you go when somebody got a story to tell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, you know, I try to give everybody the credence, man, and try to piece the facts together because, you know what they say, you got his story, you got his story, you got her story, you got the truth, you got the middle truth.
Right.
Y'all doing all these chase scenes around here.
And ain't nothing wrong with, you know, my point is, ain't nothing wrong. If you got a problem with Puff, then you got a problem with Puff, right? How I look at it is this. A lot of people ain't gonna be, a lot of people's not gonna support Gene in that way. What they're gonna do is they're gonna support Gene in, they're not gonna support Gene in the way of trying to get him money to destroy Puff. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I feel you. Well, that's the thing. Here's my question, right?
Yes.
You think it was something fishy about what happened to Big?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think Puff had a hand in it, or you think it's a possibility he could have had a hand in it?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility, but I also think that.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's a possibility, but also I think that maybe he didn't have nothing to do with it, but he knows who did. See, you gotta understand, you don't get to be Puffy.
Like reverse karma and shit, like how Biggie possibly could have knew what was going on.
Or some OJ shit.
Bruh, because
think about that OJ shit.
Bro, but that's
now look at Biggie.
Yeah. Like, it was so cold. I had a flashback that, like, shit had been kind of emotional. Because I'm, you know, that time in my life was so special. You know, freshman year of high school for me. I'm in a new area in LA where, you know, it's active. And I'm not around family and friends. I'm around hooligans and ghosts and goblins and monsters. And this shit was going on. And I think about that night at the Soul Train Awards, watching on TV, and I knew it was over for. Like, I knew the way Petty LA worked, the way the game go, the way retribution work, and how cats think that the boy wasn't gonna make it through another day, and he did, and it was crazy, bro.
Ooh,
big.
See, we ain't know nothing about that.
And that's I don't know how. Like, I even hear Method Man, you know, do a couple interviews about it recently. And he was there. And he talked, and I'm like, how y'all did?
Because we didn't know LA politics,
bruh. But
that's the thing.
It's cold.
We didn't know LA politics.
It bugged me out to this day because, like I say, I'm like, if it was social media in the world, Biggie be alive. Because somebody would have. It was that obvious to us.
Told him.
It was that obvious to us.
Yeah. Y'all knew what was going on. But see, here's the thing, right? You don't run around nowhere without. See, this is before checking in.
Yeah.
Before cats allowed you to check in.
Bro, but no, here's how cold it is. That's the thing about LA that cats don't get. Nigga, sometimes you gotta check in with the police too.
Yeah. You gotta check in with the police
You
because it's
feel
a
me?
different
The
type of
police,
vibe.
the police say the
They
most
gangsters.
dope. The police shoot the most niggas.
But they know that's on the East Coast too. But the thing about it is it's more rogue because the police don't. What the police don't do is they don't run shit over there unless you illegal.
Bro, the real talk. The reason why Biggie murder ain't solved is because it's part of that Rampart shit.
Yeah.
And because if they really talked about that, it'll bust a hole open and everything. They still ain't even talking about the real facts of the matter. But, you know, that's what makes it a fucked up conspiracy theory. Because really, my boy is just like a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I think he was a sacrificial lamb.
Man.
And you
Pansy
know,
type of shit.
you know what kills me? What kills me so much is that people be like, yo, every time they bring up Big, they want to bring up Pac. And I say, why bring up Pac? Why bring up Pac? They two different niggas.
Bro, but that's the thing about it, and that's the thing that you gotta come to grips with. They are forever connected.
They forever connected.
Because this is the thing about it. You're not gonna say Big and not mention Pac. I pulled up the nigga, I Googled it.
Yeah.
First picture that pop up.
Yeah.
Before his wife is Tupac. Then Faith Evans. Then Puck. You feel me?
They
like
live
you go,
forever.
and that's the reality of the shit. I mean, just like the same, you say the same thing about Pop. But you know, the thing is, it's forever linked, man. Ever linked. Man, I can't separate the two. Not in my natural.
You know what? My point is,
done by the media.
but see, this is where it hurts me, right? Niggas be saying shit like, well, who is better? And I say that you can't do that because Tupac is J. Cole and Biggie is Drake.
Nah. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
That analogy.
Come on, bro.
That analogy.
That analogy.
Come on, bro.
I can dig it. No, I dig why you said that, bro. No, hold on. I gotta give you a plug on this because I'm gonna take it deeper. Because one of the reasons why I rock with Drake for the same reason. He picked up the Biggie because he's not saying he is what he's rapping about. You feel me? When I'm listening to Biggie as a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid,
Say that one more time.
I'm thinking that,
Say that one more time.
I say, with me, how I put it is, Biggie is Drake and J. Cole is Tupac.
the analogy makes sense, bro.
It makes sense
Makes
because
sense.
at the end of the day, this is how, and I'm bringing it up to date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's a
who
beautiful
means
analogy.
more to us as people with melanin, J. Cole other than Drake.
I'll be honest with you.
I really do love Drake though. I'm not gonna hold you.
No,
I feel Drake.
No, it's so, but no, that's
When
the
you
thing about
talking
it.
about from that standpoint,
You
it's
can
like
love
okay.
it because he's a great songwriter, and that's what I was gonna say about Biggie. I love
From that
Biggie.
standpoint, that makes
I
sense.
was delusional early because I thought Biggie was Frank White,
But when you say
but when I realized he wasn't Frank White, I could appreciate the rap. I just didn't appreciate the facade, and that shit shook me, shook the foundation.
That's
of
what I'm
hip-hop.
saying. I thought of that.
But we didn't know that.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like that's why I say when y'all didn't know that was a death call when he got booed at the Source Awards.
Yeah.
That's how you know the difference. Because in LA, it's petty. It's an eye for an eye, no matter the eye. He might have had shit to do with Pac, but since Pac gone, it's like gangbang. Gangbang don't make no sense to regular niggas. But the real deal is, if you live in LA, you know if something go down, nigga, you better be in the house tonight.
How about that? If you from Cali, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's just a different culture.
Yeah.
It's a different feel. And
But the thing
that's-
about that, when you blurted out those names and made that statement, I'm sorry, when you made that
No.
statement, I just was automatically thinking about the lyricism behind it. So,
Right.
You know, that's why I had to kind of like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
hold on,
yeah,
let me
he's
see
like,
where
huh?
he's going with this.
Right. What's
I
up?
thought about it, so.
even the style.
DJ Bear, girl, this is
You know what I'm
Riyah B.
saying?
Did y'all meet?
Hi,
No.
nice
Oh.
to meet you, baby.
Yes. No, that's what I'm saying.
The method.
I didn't mean it to be disrespectful to that man. I'm just like, look, man, that's what it is when it comes to thinking about what they mean to people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I do
saying?
like J. Cole a lot. And
I love Drake.
I can
I
know,
like
but
both of
here's
them.
what's
Like,
so,
I really do.
here's
Like,
what's so
both
cool
of
about it
them.
though. even Drizzy then took on a little bit of that of the Pac syndrome because he can be out there as a political figure and
He
move
can.
how he move, you know what I'm saying? Because he's from a different country, so you don't have to identify one way or the other.
One way or the other.
His rap method is more like Biggie because it's the flow of it. You know what I'm saying? The fall of it. And however the word goes.
Oh, Imani. Imani. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's tough.
Word. So check this out. I'm gonna plug me up because I'm gonna give her one of the ones that I'll be using.
Okay, yeah. Here you go.
Yeah.
And everything.
Oh no, hold on. No, this right now. That one.
Oh,
that.
this one. Okay.
Because I brought my
Oh, you got yours?
studio
Okay.
kids.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, you got yours. All right.
Yeah, you know, because I didn't want what happened last time. Can you dig it?
Yeah. Learning our lessons. It gets better.
Now you are
experience.
Yeah. You learn from experience, baby. Now we had these dudes up here, right? You know what I'm saying? The young boys, the young guns. So we had them up here, and they get ready to start rhyming and shit. And I'm like, yo, what's the dilly? My dilly? And they was over there, like, waiting for us.
Oh, so funny.
Remember that? You was like, yo, look.
I was like, they didn't hear the beat. Oh, they had the headphones.
Crazy.
Rocking out too, bro. Oh man.
Yeah, that was crazy, but you know, it was cool. It was cool after a while. I understood it.
We just kind of looked at each other like, oh, they need
So
headphones.
real quick, before cause we got 10 minutes, right? Check it out. So I sent you another one because it got.
Oh, it's a new one? Okay,
Yeah, it's a new one. It's added with it's the same one,
Okay.
but I added the King and I songs on there.
Oh, okay.
The reason why I wanted to see if you could just drag them joints up in between each joint.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because I sent them a couple of hours ago. An hour ago, but I didn't
right
know.
here with Queen Latifah and all
Yeah,
that?
it's all the same.
Okay.
But if you go to the bottom, it's most of the songs that Faith did with Biggie.
Oh.
Because tomorrow's March 9th, we ain't on air tomorrow, so we want to do the women's, you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
and honor Biggie at the same time, you know what I'm saying?
It was tomorrow, huh? Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you said one at 5:30 today, right? That's the one you're talking
that's the
about?
one I'm talking about.
Okay.
So it don't even matter.
So you want to use the same all display?
Same,
right?
yeah. Can you drag a couple of those in between each? They all the way at the bottom.
Let's see. Okay, so the Notorious B.I.G., right? The
Yeah,
reason
well,
that
let me
nobody
come
knows,
over here.
somebody knows? Okay.
Yeah. Pardon me.
Yeah, you could. I don't know if it'll let me like drag them or anything, but you could just tell me when you want to play them and I'll go right to it. You know what
You
I'm
think
saying?
so?
Yeah.
Shit.
You might know some. I don't know.
I'm nice with this.
Oh.
I'm nice. Hello now, baby. Wait. He let us do it
TV,
before.
so I don't know.
Hola.
Bro, you heard about the Hammer tour?
Yo.
Hammer coming back on tour.
Yeah.
So
hold on.
crazy.
Hold on.
And who he taking with him? I think he said Invo.
Who else?
He said Invo. What's my man's name? I'm bugging out.
Yeah, Apple be funny
No,
about it.
but I fucks with Apple at home, so you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, so maybe I need to sign in this Mickey Picky. Maybe you think I need to do that? Or do we got time? What time we got? How much time? We got a little bit of time? All right, come on, let me sign to this judge. Oh, no. I think I need to keep you in, right?
Mm. Oh, no, you're good.
You sure?
You're totally good. Yeah, it's totally good.
All right, hold on.
I'm like, I'm so new to the YouTube shit, so.
Nah, it's all
You know what I mean?
gangster. All
You're
right.
learning all that too, huh? Me too.
Yeah, cause
I use
I was like,
iTunes. I don't really use YouTube like that.
yeah, when I was saying,
You're
my
learning
fun
some
size
stuff,
was
huh?
telling me,
She was teaching us some stuff?
she was like, yo, send
It's so much easier,
the
huh?
playlist because it's easier, and I was like, then how I was doing it before, and I'm like, nah, it was. She just for her it was like she was like, yo, I could just do this like this. I said, all right, cool. And then I was like, well, how do you do this, Joe? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so you like the live, huh? You learned a little something?
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, did you see my? Did you
I
go to
saw
my
it,
page?
I saw it.
Did You see how I freaked it and flipped it?
Oh yeah, like
flipped it and bounced it, and then guess what? Now because of that, I changed who I am on it, right? From the artist to the personality, and then everybody started hitting me. I said, okay, I see what they.
You started dropping some gems.
You dropped like 10 bracelets, 3 watches, 5 necklaces.
Right.
You know what I'm
little
saying?
tweaking helps a lot.
It do.
It really does. I just don't want people to be like, damn, she clowning shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, that wasn't. I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I was just trying to do that, you know. But you always have some that just be like, man, what are you doing?
Nah, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
It's just you gotta show by example.
Lead by example sometimes.
Yeah.
And then everybody's a public figure. Everybody's a public. I ain't never gonna put that until I can walk into. Put it like this: when I gotta go to the bathroom and everybody in the spot follow me to the bathroom, that's when I'm gonna put that in.
Right.
Real rap.
For real.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's really.
You start turning the water on for you.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Hey, look, I remember back. Okay, see, that's the reason.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, okay, so you can stuff. Okay, so once you sign in, that's how you edit. Okay, gotcha. Hey, you taught me something today. That's love. I see you got Total on there.
Total, can't you see? All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
So she's gonna be this. Her joint is queendom, right? So boom. Yeah. So I want to get. Okay, so. Let me see. So I got them doing.
So you guys do it basically the same. You do your little intro, a job rule, then y'all come in and you guys follow real easy. Yeah. I like that.
So.
Okay, cool. So you'll let me know whenever you want to bring that. Cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it like a little freestyle.
Yeah. So we gotta get that. We gotta get that beat. So you got something for?
Heard the music.
Oh, what is it?
The 10 crack commandments.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hey,
I just saying.
So,
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
When we do the whatchamacallit, because I forgot last night because I was on your live, so I was like, I ain't gonna fuck with it tonight. What about 10 Crack Commandments? You think you got something for that? That beat?
I don't remember that. But no. You just gotta play it and just.
Oh, and let you do your thing?
Yeah, but I don't remember what it is. So if I do know, fuck it.
Put it on. Play it for her.
Okay. I'm gonna stop this show and I'm gonna let her listen to the beat.
You got it right there.
Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. Okay, you can follow us.
I appreciate y'all.
There you go.
What time is it?
I'm like, it's so good.
Yeah, you guys got it. 9 minutes.
51? Okay.
Yeah, you good.
So,
Wow, I didn't know. So you just sign in and just.
Yeah.
Got you.
sorry.
Okay, yeah.
So you got something for that?
You don't even gotta keep playing with it.
Hey, yo, so when we get the press badges, it's gonna look like this.
Okay. Cool in the game.
It will be.
Cool in the game.
This is one of the personalities. But yeah.
So you want to just take the other one out? You want this one instead?
What you mean?
Like, cause I sent you an instrumental.
Oh, yeah. What was it again?
Hold
on, I got it. I'm not gonna do me pass me my phone. Pass me the phone. That was the other instrumental.
It was a YouTube link though, so I don't.
Oh my bad, bro.
It was a YouTube link, right?
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh, okay.
I just need to see it. Good look at it. Yeah, you can do that because that'll be even. Can you, when we talking though, can you put maybe the 10 Crack Commandments behind that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got it.
Instrumental, yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
102.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. You like that little dry mix? Yeah, a little something I had laying around. I tried throwing it in there. Just hate to see music being left out. All right, thanks so much. We're gonna do it again next week. Oh, and we're just growing every week. If you want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me on Instagram, or you can get a hold of me on Facebook. Love to hear from you. Joy, follow me, add me. Hey, it's all good. And we'll do it again next week. has more fun right here on 22.3 Take Over Vegas Radio. I'm Straight Chris. This has been the All Mixed Up Show. Till next time, see ya.
That's my song.
Okay.
And
That's
then
the song.
the next one, it should be a link off of YouTube.
No, I didn't do that. Who was it though? You know what?
Yeah. Let me just send it to you. Like, what the fuck, right?
No, don't
I
even
thought I
send it.
sent
Just
that
tell me. I'm gonna put it on here.
Because I want you to get the exact one.
On the exact link?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
just
got
shoot
it. I know where
shoot it to them.
I got you in my shit now.
Alright, I'm still
Yeah,
good?
you're good. You're good now. Mm-hmm.
This my
I
shit.
see the time and everything. I got you.
Alright, cool. Alright, we good.
Okay, you good? So everything in your order?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
cool.
when
So
we
use
do the
this
intro,
one right here. Okay, cool.
yeah,
Then
we use
got
this
your
format.
little
We do the
folder
intro.
right here.
We're gonna play.
Let's see. Okay, your intro, cool, right? And then just bring y'all in, and we'll just start from here. Boom.
Yep.
Okay.
From the whole
But
time.
we're gonna let these two rock.
Okay, you want to do those two? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know,
Perfect.
we gotta start off with old school all the time.
Hell yeah. All right. Fresh. How quickly do y'all like to come in, like after your intro, more or less now?
As soon as go do.
Okay, cool. Boom, come
Then
in.
yeah, I'm gonna just point to you because like how we've been doing it is, like after the second, this is hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let it run for like not even 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, and then boom, yeah.
Oh, okay, dope. Okay, cool. You guys have an easy flow, huh?
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
tell. You guys are easy, man. That's cool.
We got that advice from somebody that was, you know,
Yeah,
they
I
talk
didn't
about,
get
you
that.
know.
You guys are more relaxed and shit. I can see it. That's great.
Right now, shit. Bang. I thought I emailed that to you too. My bad.
No, that's cool because I got it. I got this right
You
here.
want me to text it or do you want me to email?
Email is better.
Okay, got you.
Alright. So I got a couple more seconds.
What's your email again?
This is hiphop, the number 2 at Gmail.
Okay, got you.
How many more minutes? 3 minutes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one right here. So, look. I'll plug that and play this.
Oh, okay. You just want, yeah. Okay, so you could use this, the auxiliary. For sure. Okay, cool.
So-
I'll pull it your way. All
And
right.
then that'll be like probably the second one.
Okay, the second one? Okay, cool.
And then for the next one on Monday, I'm getting
Okay.
LS, just so you know, right now the live is looking strong right now on YouTube, so you might want to try to share it. Like I said.
Yeah, I did send it to your email, my bad. Like initially I'm looking at the old email.
And it's there.
I just sent it in an MP3 form. I guess it didn't go through, yeah. It said
Because I got
free.
one. I got Queendom in the Dream joint.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it must have didn't go through. I got you. So I resent it to you, just the YouTube link, because initially I had converted it to an MP3 file.
Oh, okay. You know what? Send that to my
The MP3 file?
Nah, just
I emailed
text
you.
it to me.
The YouTube link?
Yeah.
Okay, because I emailed you the YouTube link.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. It didn't come through yet.
Okay. It just.
Oh, got it.
Okay,
Got it.
cool.
6:57. I got it. Alright. Yep, I got it. Cool. Alright. Time for us to go live. Is you going live? Is you is? Or is you a? I know I is.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
kindly.
Yeah. I was like, what's missing? Oh yeah, he needs some headphones. My bad.
I'm flexible. I'm gonna make it work.
My bad.
I'm gonna make it work.
I'm like, what side of place? Okay, I got you.
Chris Breezy.
Alright, you all ready? Alright.
What up, y'all? This your boy LS.
And this is Duty Outlaw.
And you're listening to This is Hip Hop Radio on 22.3 TakeOverVegasRadio.com.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We want to say Happy National Women's Day today, or
International.
International.
Don't hold them short, brother. Don't hold them short, man. Worldwide. We want to shout out
Worldwide.
International Women's Day.
Yes, yes, yes. So we celebrating all the women, and our show is going to be dedicated not only to just all of the women and the women in hip hop, but also to our boy Biggie, one of our fallen soldiers, who tomorrow is one of the anniversaries of his death, the anniversary, I should say. And what else we got, Outlaw? Talk to me.
Well, brother, we definitely gonna get into some good music. And we definitely gonna talk about maybe a couple current events, maybe. But we got a very special guest.
Very special guest.
It is only fitting on International Women's Day that we got a woman MC in the building.
No doubt.
Riyah B is in the building.
Hello.
That's right. That's right. And guess what? I didn't meet her as no MC either. So she does it all. You understand what I'm saying? So we'll be right back, man. I'm LS.
I'm Duty Outlaw.
And this is Hip Hop Radio on 22.3 TakeOverVegasRadio.com. Let's get it. All right.
That was lit. I was like, damn, I wouldn't say that.
Nah, we good. That was beautiful. What's up, man?
No, beautiful, bro.
Yo, okay, so R.I.P. That's right. Y'all share this live now. DJ Bad Girl, before we get super busy.
Yo, no, go ahead, you go, bro. I'm gonna talk to the stream. I'm hoping the stream is going very well for y'all today. We've been working really hard. Alex been working really hard to get the streaming going. So I hope you guys can see it and enjoy it. And if not, it's okay. We're working it out, baby.
What's that? Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, bro, good. Bro, it's on. Like a free
It's on full bars right now. Perfect.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
No, bro. Oh. So,
Okay, so it's always like 2 to 3 take over 2017. And that's the fastest one, right?
That's the fastest one?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right.
how you want to start, man? You want to go right into it?
Let's talk some shit first. Camp Club. That was my favorite part right there. So, let's then we're gonna bring her in.
You want to go with that, then go like that, or you want to just go and talk about that and just bring it?
How about that? Bring it in. You know, it gotta be real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Philly Ghetto Las Vegas. Stack paper, live better, baby.
Stack paper, live better. Duke Black, peace.
I hit up all the lives out here. You got 3 streams going. If you can't catch us on YouTube, catch us on LS, on Instagram. Riyah B on Instagram as well. On Facebook.
Hey, yes, Instagram.
Catch Riyah B on Instagram.
RIYAHB.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's on the camera.
Look, we got a stream going right there in front of you.
Oh shit. Here we go. My bad. Because I'm like, who am I talking? Yeah, it's underscore Riyah B. ITS underscore RIYAHB. So check me out on there on Instagram.
So, you on that? Okay, cool.
Everybody. So you
Check
said,
this
I said,
out.
oh, okay, well I guess I'm on my
Word out. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm about to do.
I'm gonna start this thing back at
Riyah.
We got one more joint coming
Oh,
in.
no doubt. My boy Dub told me to tell you what's up. Dub T.
Oh, what up?
That's my guy.
Wow.
So he's watching. Tell me
What
hello.
up? Thank you for watching.
Definitely.
Thank you for tuning in.
What you know about this?
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
This was
okay. We get a chat on YouTube. Hey, what's up, family? What's up, mama? Happy International Mother's Day. What's up, Kai Kai? Happy International Mother's Day.
Women's Day.
What up, little bruh? We in the building. Dub T, what's happening with you, OG? Shout out. G in the building. G in the building. Y'all make sure y'all listen on 22.3 TakeOverVegasRadio.com.
Share this live, y'all.
Continue, all right? Make sure you share the live. Make sure you tuning in on your phone, on your laptop, on your computer. Turn it up, 22.3 TakeOverVegasRadio.com, y'all.
Get able.
Let's get it going.
Table.
Let me know if it's too loud for you right here, okay? I don't want you blasting your face.
Okay. Good? Oh, sister. Right here, so. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to go live. Hold me down. Hold me down, y'all. Damn, how come I can't find? Hold on. How come I can't find myself? Let's go. That's easy. Hey, y'all.
You gotta do some hip hop radio.
What's up?
Real hip hop for the real hip hoppers. You feel me?
about 40 seconds.
All right. A couple seconds, right?
Yeah, about 40 seconds. Go ahead.
This is Duty Outlaw,
This is your boy LS
and this is Hip Hop Radio
on 22.3 TakeOverVegasRadio.com.
We're coming to you sponsored by Feeling Ghetto Las Vegas.
Stack paper,
Live better.
you already know.
Yes, sir.
So what's really good, my man? You know, it was a hectic week.
Ooh.
Lot going on, lot goings on. You understand what I'm saying?
No doubt, man. But it's always a pleasure to be here, man. I mean,
Likewise.
first and foremost, man, any day above ground, I don't mind if it's hectic or not, man. As long as I get to live it and enjoy it, man, we blessed to be here.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? Always good to link up with you, man, on Friday nights, man, 7 to 8. I'm happy to be here with the one and only DJ Bad Girl. She in the building. Don't forget she coming up next on the scene. But we got some great stuff to do today.
Yeah, no doubt. And we wanted to talk about, first and foremost, I wanted to open up with your boy, what's his name? Jussie Smollett. I know we talked about him a while ago, but homeboy got indicted and then he's going to jail.
Whoa, I mean, he got more counts than R. Kelly.
For real.
Chicago is not playing right now. Jussie Smollett got 16 felony indictment counts.
16 of them, y'all. Do you understand what that means?
Clout chasing.
Clout chasing. Now, you know, he just ruined Empire.
Well, I mean, I only know him from Empire and from his boyfriend. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how I know him.
Oh, wow.
Me personally, I never was into Empire. I'm not into the coonery. I'm gonna call it that. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig it.
That's just my personal opinion. I'm more of a power guy. And not that that's not no better or nothing, but you know, I'm just not into the musical type of thing, you know what I'm saying, on TV right now. But that being said, it's funny that, you know, this guy right here can possibly go down for a number of years on these counts right now. And we looking at guys that are doing, in my opinion, far worse shit.
Yeah,
And,
no doubt.
you know, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, man.
Yeah, so I just want to let y'all know, man, be very careful of what you do out here, especially when you're on this social media platforms and all that, because the worst thing that can happen to you is that you put the wrong thing on social media and it fucks up the whole situation or your situation.
Or even colder, man. Not even social media, in life, man. This is real life, y'all. Stop playing with your life. Stop playing with the police. Stop thinking that you can create a viral moment for yourself. Like, it ain't even about being famous no more, man. This is becoming a mental illness out here. People clout chasing. And, you know, we see it every day. You know, we participate in it every day because we watch it. And we, you know what I'm saying, it's abhorrent. I'm going to put it like that, man. And it's sad and it's sickening. And we need to really start looking at ourselves, man, and start teaching our kids better, man, because our kids are watching us.
Absolutely. So moving on, what else we got? So we got the Cannabis Awards coming up here in Las Vegas.
Definitely.
On the 31st.
31st of March. It's a beautiful event. Got some great people coming out.
Yes, sir.
Down there at the Hard Rock on the Strip, man. I'm an advocate, and you know, it's always a good look when the cannabis smokers get together, man. It's always peace and harmony. Peace and harmony.
You already know. And, you know, This Is Hip Hop will be down there covering the event as well. So y'all got to really stay tuned to what we're doing over here because we're doing some real good things, you know, and basically what we're trying to do is just push the culture forward. There's going to be a lot of good guests out there performing, a lot of them, right? I don't want to give up the ghost yet, you know what I mean? But one of the things that I will say is this cannabis thing, right? This is very, very, very large in Las Vegas. I mean, everywhere I turn around, I see dispensaries popping up all over the city, all over the valley. And one thing I want to say is it's all cool when you're doing it for recreation, but you got to do the research on these places as well. And I'm not going to get too deep into it, but what I will say is this. Because it's become legal for recreational purposes, you just can't be running everywhere. Do the research before you do that, because, you know, the whole point of this is for healing. A lot of people suffer from anxiety, and it's really not for us to be going weed crazy. It's supposed to actually take the cool off of it. You understand what I'm saying? And now we know it's not a gateway drug. What say you, my man?
Bruh, I'm gonna keep it real plain with it. Cannabis is a big market here, not just in Nevada, but in the United States right now. And it's one of the biggest commodities, man, coming into the new wave. So not only do you want to be informed, you do want to participate. You want to know what's going on, just like everything else. I'm not in the Cowboys, but I go to the rodeo. So check out what's going on in your community. Check out what's going on in the state. There's a lot of great business opportunities out here, not just in cannabis, but in marketing and in a lot of ways you can change your life by just being involved in what's going on in the city, especially in Las Vegas.
No did it out. So we're going to get into some more music, and when we come back, we got a special guest in the house. Y'all already know who it is, but we're not going to announce her again. We're going to let her announce herself.
Yes, sir.
So, y'all just stay tuned. I'm LS.
I'm Duty Outlaw.
And this is Hip Hop Radio on 22.3 TakeOverVegasRadio.com.
This is my shit though. This specific song.
This shit hot, right? So look, I'm trying to go live with myself, and I can't do it.
Yeah, some shit like 10 up. 10. Yeah.
Taz, what up?
My shit. I like this song. I was like, really?
You know what? Let me see if I can go live with you. You think you can go live?
I'm live, right?
No, with me.
Oh, we
So we can have.
I can like invite you into the live from your shit.
Please do that.
Okay, trying to do it big out here. That's what you're doing. Go into my live so then I can invite you into it.
Oh,
or
copy,
we can,
copy.
or I can do yours.
Yeah.
Whichever way you want to do it.
All right.
Either way, it's gonna.
Either way, right?
Stream people. My shit is public.
All right. So look, this is what I'm gonna do. Hold on, let me get back in.
I can go into yours if that's what you.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna join yours.
Okay.
On this angle, so you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Dude really got charged on with 16 counts?
Woo! He going to jail, and I don't like to wish jail on nobody, but woo!
But because he was trying to, what was he trying to do anyway?
Yo, he was bugging. He played himself.
He made...
Like, for real, like, yo, how you going?
Like, what was wrong with him? I still don't know why he did it. I don't get it.
I
don't understand.
What the purpose of that was, right?
Like, I'm for real confused. Like, he had everything.
Yes, I got my glasses on, y'all. Look, I can't see shit.
Like, he had everything.
I'm trying to get y'all.
Oh, where you on? You on? What's
shit.
that? That's Facebook? Oh, copy. I can't go on Facebook.
Oh, you on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me go on Facebook. Let me wake a few niggas up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna hold y'all. I got tea.
God, do you think? You know where it's at?
Nah. Okay, let me show you.
Who's after Cardi?
Her.
Oh, no, yeah, we
So we could do Queen Latifah name calling.
name calling and then we bring her.
Okay, gotcha.
We gonna play another song, so you know what I'm saying?
I meant to ask you, did you guys do a video for the app? Like, hey, this is hip hop?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
I'll get that to you
Because I was like, if not, we could do another one. I didn't know if you guys did one.
Yeah, we did.
I'm gonna give it to him today.
Oh,
I've
okay.
been lagging on it.
Oh, okay,
but I'm gonna
good.
give it to him today.
Okay, great. That's cool.
Oh yeah, we was on point. We was on point.
Took about 12 tries, but they got it on the last try.
Hey, practice makes perfect. Right? You heard me?
Man.
What up, y'all?
Oh my bad, I forgot what we was on.
Hold on, I'm about to join my own live. Hold on.
Yeah.
So we gonna bring name calling in, and then we gonna bring her in, and then she gonna introduce her song.
Can I take a picture real quick?
I'm sorry, what's
Can I
that?
take a picture real quick?
Oh.
Hey, it's nice to see you. Radio show on 22.3. Take over Vegas Radio.
This is Beezy, Mr. Feeling Ghetto. You're tuning in to This is Hip Hop Radio on 223 Take Over Vegas Radio.com.
Baby. What up, Beezel?
And then you want her Queen, what is it called? Queen, what's her song called?
Queendom.
Okay, so that you want after you talk to her or before?
After we talk to her.
Okay, cool, perfect.
Yeah, I did, bro. Pardon me. Sauce Don Big Avell. Yo, you like this joint? You ever heard this joint?
Nah, bro, who is it?
Queen Latifah.
Put it up.
Yeah. I thought she was dissing Foxy Brown on this one.
Yeah, this came out around that time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
7-3. So yeah, I'm trying to blur out the background a little bit.
No doubt.
Yeah, right.
Tonight is all about the ladies and Biggie, so we're gonna freak it like that. Then we're gonna come back next week with our real full. You already know what it is.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Good looking out, Zay.
That was Name Calling by the one and only Queen Latifah. Alright, I'm LS.
I'm Duty Outlaw.
And this is Hip Hop Radio on 22.3 TakeOverVegasRadio.com.
Baby.
Word. So, when we left off, we was talking about a couple of things that you guys need to know, should know, and research and everything like that. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to definitely get into our guest, right? We're going to get into her music. We're going to talk about everything that she has going on, and we're going to get all up in her business. But without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the illustrious Riyah B.
What's poppin', y'all? How y'all doing? It's Riyah B here. I am a musical artist and poet. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm supposed to just say this whole spiel about myself, but
It's all love.
I was like, I don't really say no spills. I just kind of, talk and, engage in conversation.
No doubt. Welcome to This Is Hip Hop Radio. It was my first time meeting you, so it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, and thank you.
And I don't feel like it's a coincidence that you're here with us on International Women's Day. We didn't just set that up like
that. That's crazy. I was like, the universe. Check that out.
Yes.
Right?
That's good. That is good. So definitely, you say you're a musical artist. What kind of music do you do?
I do hip hop, R&B, soul, jazz. I like rock. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Some pop. I do some pop, and I'm a universal, diverse artist. When it comes to music, people identify with me more as a soulful artist, a soulful singer, R&B singer.
So you got some substance.
Yes.
Okay, I could dig it.
And if any of y'all ever heard her in the Las Vegas area, anywhere, if y'all ever heard her sing, you'll be blown away. Like, she gave me goosebumps the first time I ever heard her sing. And I'm not even saying that because she's sitting right here. But I had met her backstage at an event. And first thing I thought was she was like a radio host. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely was a radio co-host on Spitfire Cafe at that time.
Yeah.
I definitely was. Shout out to my girl Sparkle.
No doubt. And when I met her, I was like, oh, she just gave me that vibe at that moment because, it was the smile, right? So we just was talking real quick, and then she gave me her card. Boom. So I actually, about maybe 4 months later or something like that?
Yeah.
She was at an event, and I was there, and she got up on stage, and I was like, wow, that is the reason why I kept her card. That is the reason why I need to know this woman right here, because she's ill. So, with all of that being said, right, how'd you get started with just singing? Like, what inspired you to sing?
Well, my father is the one who discovered that I had a singing ability when I was 3 years old. He was playing the keyboard, in the room, and I walked in as he was playing, and he said that I started humming, it's the first stuff, trying to be all cool.
So good.
I started humming and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is what was told to me. My father told me the story, because, obviously I didn't remember at that age, how I was doing that, but he said I was humming something, and then he gave me a song to learn, and from that point I kept on singing, so
that's what's up.
Just kept on doing my thing. But yeah, I really love music. I've been singing since I was 3, and I pursued it at 12, and I just been going since then. We all have our hiatuses and different things that we go through. I've gone through my own things as well as anybody else, but I love what I do, and it really is like my therapy, and it's what keeps me going, and it keeps a fire burning inside of me, and I think that's what we all need, is to know what our fire is inside of us.
So you're a writer.
Yes,
right? You said you're a poet and writing your own music. How long have you been writing your own music?
I started writing when I was 13. That's when that honestly came about. I did a little duo thing with my homegirl, Cassandra. That's what her name is, but she goes by Red Doja now. It's so crazy. It's so dope. And not surprising. Anyway, that's my nigga. It's my homegirl. You feel me? I love her. But anyway, she was a rapper, and she used to write a lot of our rhymes and a lot of the stuff. And I sang, but then also rap with her. I tried to do my thing, but I wasn't really writing then. I was like, okay, I don't really know what to say. But she was writing for me, and as time went on, I started finding myself as a writer, and I started writing about my own pain and things that I was going through, you know. And I did it in a poetical form. Like, matter of fact, the first poem I wrote was called Flower. So, and I was like, I want to say about to turn 13, 12, because after that, like, I just kept writing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it would be spurts here and there, and then it became like routine, and would just kind of kept me busy in my teenage years and my preteen years, while some of the homies was smashing, I was like, nah, you feel me? Not to say I wasn't attracted to boys or anything like that, but I was writing, and I spent a lot of this time by myself. Right. My mom was booking shows and different things for me to do and compete in. After that point when I turned 13, I had entered one of my first competitions, and you know, so stuff just kept going from there. But I was writing poetry at 13, and then that's what got me into writing as a songwriter later on.
Okay, so as a writer, I'm a writer, and what do you think is your biggest strength as far as when you're trying to get your point across? You know, I know as a rapper, you know, the you want to be creative with your words, but also as a soul singer, you want to be direct. You want to make sure people get what you're saying. So, you know, how did you develop your style, and what do you think is your biggest strength when you're doing your writing?
Well, that's a great question. Nobody's ever asked me that. So let me figure out how to answer that. I'm like, right on, look, finally some questions with, you know, to make me think. Okay, so how I developed my style, let's start with that. I developed my style by listening to different soul artists growing up. You know what I mean? Like anybody would. But really as a writer though, I loved Jill Scott, you know, and I subconsciously, because even at the time when I was listening to Lauryn Hill specifically, I didn't realize all the things that she was saying and the impact behind them. I just knew I liked the melody, I liked the cadence, you know, I liked things like that. So I was like, okay, boom, this is what I'm rocking with. But later on, I got an epiphany and everything kind of just clicked together on why I really took her in so much, you know, in my spirit, because, you know, music speaks to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, boom.
Consciously.
And I love Lauryn Hill. So, you know, that's where the hip hop me had kicked in. You know, Lauryn Hill and Lil' Kim, you know what I'm saying? I'm listening to her, I'm listening to Foxy Brown, I'm listening to Trina, I'm listening to Eve. You know, all the hot, you know, female MCs that was out at that time, you know, I was listening to everybody.
Shout out to Trina, because I'm sorry I'm taking you off, because Trina had a dope cadence. I mean, everybody, you know, I like how you talked about, you know, your rhythm and your cadence came before your content, because...
because you have to feel music before you're like out here really writing it and having a you know, a story behind it. Because I mean, at the time I'm a kid, what the hell am I talking about? But when I started liking boys and started getting into myself, I was like, you know what, this is how I feel about him. I'm writing poems about being, you know, having sex with niggas. I ain't even have sex yet. I'm just keep it 100. I'ma just keep it 100,000.
Right.
Should I Tonight was a poem that I wrote when I was like 13 years old, and I was talking about my first love, and I'm like, yeah, because woo, 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 this, that, and the 7. I don't remember what I said. I know I got it so I can dig it up. And damn, yeah, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I really felt it. I connected with it. That was like one of my hottest, and that's what really got me into the drive where I'm like, okay, boom, I want to keep on writing poetry. Poetry was a love of mine before I wrote songs. You know, because I didn't really know how to connect the two at first, or really even know how to write a song. Like I said, my homegirl, you know, Red Doja, she was writing the shit, you know, for us. Yeah. You know, before we, you know, before I, you know, before she did, you know, we connected with music. And I remember my dad, my bad, I'm scattered, but I'll bring it back. My dad he helped us engineer our sessions. And I remember he played this George Clinton remix beat to one of George Clinton's tracks from back in the day. I cannot remember what the name of the song was, but it was a remix instrumental, and my homegirl was going off, and I remember like, yo, I can't even be mad right now. I can't do that.
Right.
You know, 'cause at the time, like, she's like 13, I'm 13, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're kids. Me and my pops, we in the garage, he engineering the session, and then he starts showing us how to work it so we can start recording ourselves. Like, you know, it was dope. Like, all these memories I have, you know, just growing in my craft and just getting to the point that I am now. So back to the topic, I just had to share it because it was on my heart to share. Back to the topic, that's what helped me create, you know, my writing style. Because I was like, okay, I'm real poetical, you know, like Jill Scott, like Erica, like Lauren, like, you know, I'm writing my poetry, but I'm also making them into songs, and they also still sound poetical. And I think as a singer, the passion you put behind your words is what brings it all home, and, you know, makes people be like, okay, this is how I identify with this artist, this is how I identify with that artist. So for me, it was soul. Man. It was just soul, funk soul, neo soul, jazz soul.
It was feel.
I'm soulful, and I feel, and, you know, I love all plethoras and genres of music. You know, I won't ever cage myself in and say, oh, I don't really rock with that. Like, the only time I don't rock with something, as far as when it comes to music, this is what we're talking about, hip hop, is if it's corny. Like if it's corny, if it's cheesy, if it's like da-da-da. And even then I had to grow from even that and say, you know what, I can't call it that because maybe that's what they felt in their time frame. This is their art. You know, I can't judge another person.
You got that.
You know.
We're all able to
to
have
kinda,
that opinion because
I had to try to like understand.
Cheesy, I might feel it's great.
Right, you know.
That's what makes it.
But at the end of the day, when there's undeniable, there's undeniable.
True.
You know, the answer, the it factor.
Yeah.
When it's that, it's that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll just say I respect all art, but when it's that, it's that. And that's my shit.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so how important is content over trend?
You know what? It's important because subconscious. It's important because your soul. It's important because your heart. It's important because of lasting things within you.
Right.
Because you can't, you feeling the beat, but what the content is what brings it all home. That's what makes you connect with it forever, not just the beat. You know, even if it's just something as small as, you know, I was feeling shorty in the back and you know what I'm saying? Like, we connect with that. We identify with different situations. And when there's no story that's being told and you know, you got people just blurting out shit like with no, I don't want to say with no structure, but with no meaning. It's like,
you ain't, whoa, right. That's a whoa moment right there.
Here's the thing, right? In the world we live in, there's a lot of hollow stuff out there.
Yeah.
Right? And it's all,
especially now more than ever.
You know what it is? It's, once again, it's back to that cloud chasing because everybody want to hit. Everybody don't want to get a point across. Everybody don't want to have a voice. And so we've gone into the hit maker society and culture and hip hop where everybody want to make a top 10 hit, but everybody don't want to actually make something to balance it out. So I dig the fact that content matters to you. You know
yes,
what I'm saying?
It does.
Because content matters to us.
Right.
And even more than that, I love Cardi. I love her to death. But Cardi has a certain depth level that she can go to. That's just what it is.
No, and I agree with that. I do. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I still love her. And, you know, maybe that's just her story, but just if she keeps moving soulfully,
that's
how she is, then maybe she can connect with the deeper her.
Well, here's
and
the
that's,
thing about
you know,
it
that's
too.
how I feel about that too.
Right, because Cardi's deep, right? As a person, I mean, I'm not even talking about her expertise in her language speaking and all that. I'm
but
talking
her,
about her
right.
perspective.
musically,
But being able to get your feels across the music.
Yeah, musically, yeah.
That's what I feel soul singers do.
Right.
That's what I think real hip hop is about. Getting that emotion across the track.
If you can write a rap, you can write a good song with depth. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell a story. So with that being said, right, we about to get into one of your records. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes,
and this is called, I'm gonna let you introduce this one.
I'm
a single.
Oh yes, okay. The single. This is the single that just actually dropped a few days ago. So terrible how I don't even know the date. But a few days ago it dropped on YouTube, the visual, and it'll be available worldwide on digital platforms March 12, 2019. But it's called Queendom. Queendom, I wrote in a space. You know what? Screw all that. Look, I was with a nigga at the time. Okay, I'm sorry. Please forgive my verbiage. I was with a hurting my feelings and doing the wrong thing to me. Okay, all right. This is without cuss words. Y'all just bear with me as I'm trying to get through this.
All right.
And I wrote this song about him because I felt like he didn't appreciate me. He didn't value me. He treated me like just every other person because of what was a value to him or what he was taught that a value is to him. He treated me based off of that, and that's where he went wrong. Because you have to look past and deeper into things. You know, you have to look past what you were taught. You have to look past what they said the truth is or what your mama said or what